Hello, I'll show you how to install vinyl graphics the easy way. First you need some blue masking tape and you'll put a couple tabs on the left and right. And this helps you to be able to position it straight on your board or your vehicle. You'll also mark the center of the graphic and on the space where it goes. Then you'll take the blue masking tape and create a hinge across the top. You'll put it half on your graphic, half on the surface. And this helps you to create a hinge so that you can proceed to the next step. Okay, so the next step, we'll try to make it easy on ourselves, because if we try to do this entire graphic by applying it, it can get quite intimidating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some scissors and I'm going to cut one line of this all the way off. Try to cut it as straight as you can. And then set it aside. Now we have something a little bit more friendly to work with. But even still, I can cut this apart and do a couple letters at a time. Even if you want, you can do one letter at a time, whatever is easiest for you. So I recommend using just a water bottle with plain water and a credit card or a squeegee if provided. And you can hinge this up and remove the backing paper. So the graphic comes in three pieces. There's the wax paper backing, the vinyl letters, and then the pre-mask that holds everything in place. So once you peel this up off of the back, you can take your spray bottle and spray the adhesive and the surface. Try not to get the other letters wet at this stage. So then I just hold this away from the surface and then start at the top, and then you'll squeegee from the top going from the center out. And then move on to the next piece. It makes it pretty simple. Squeegee from the center down, and the water helps you. If you mess up, you can pull it back up again. If you get a wrinkle or a fold like that, don't be too concerned, because you can pull it back out, start over at the top, and squeegee it down. Once you get that line of text on, leave the pre-spaced tape exactly where it is, and then dry it off with a towel. And then you can go and get your next line of text, and you'll want to put it exactly in place where it belongs by lining this tape up with the tape there. So for my next line, I will get some more blue masking tape, and I'll put a tab on each end. And we'll repeat the same process as we did above. So there's no measuring involved with this. You can just line it up exactly where it was before using that pre-spaced mask that you left in place up here. If you've removed that already accidentally, you're going to have to do some measuring. So make sure you leave that on. Then you'll take another blue tape and you'll put it half on each space here of the graphic to create another hinge. And again, this is quite a large graphic, so to make it easy on yourself, you'll want to cut apart the letters. On the bigger letters, it's a good idea just to do one letter at a time. Make sure your tape is down really good. So before I showed you the method to use water, that really helps you to not get any bubbles. But if you're feeling really brave, you can hold your letters out away from the surface and use that same sweeping motion and apply it without water. And continue on down. And if you get a wrinkle, you have much less forgiveness when you do it without water. You got to be really confident, or just use water. Now we're done applying the graphics. The next step is to remove the masking tape. I find it easier just to remove the blue tape first. Sometimes it's easier. And what helps to remove this mask is if you actually, when you're all done, now you can get it wet. Then I like to just kind of smear it around a little bit. And what this does is it soaks into the paper and it softens the paper enough to where it's pretty simple to remove. And then I just make sure everything is down. And then there's no letters that are not completely squeegeed down. And then if you start at the corner and you pull kind of at an angle, it's a lot easier. And you'll see on this graphic there's a thin black line of vinyl all the way around. And the reason why we do that is so that when we give you the graphics, the paper usually wants to curl if you cut it out. So a lot of people get confused, why do I have this border around my graphic? At the very end stages, you'll just peel it right off. And so if you have any, in the water method, if you have any kind of leftover little bubbles, you can just squeegee it out really easy. In the method that you did dry, if you have any bubbles, then you can take a safety pin and you can pop it and let the air out. Or if it doesn't bother you, just leave it. But on the dry method, if you have bubbles, there's no forgiveness. But on the wet method, yeah, there's a little bit of forgiveness for you. Okay, so again, if any of that black border stays behind, you just want to carefully peel it off. If for some reason any of the adhesive is left where that border was, you can just use, I like 91% isopropyl alcohol, and that just really makes it come off real easy. So there you go. That's how you install vinyl graphics. Thanks for watching, and I thank you for your business.